and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Outstanding. Thank you. All right, we call the meeting to order. The July 2026 meeting of the Greencastle School Board. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. Mr. Gibney, do we have any adjustments to the agenda?
There are no adjustments to the agenda for this evening.
Very good. All right, moving on to public comments. It looks like we do have some folks here. Okay, folks, public comment time. Would you want to all at one time? You want to come up individually? How do you wish to address? Come on up. The microphone is yours. Welcome.
And if you don't mind, before you do speak, just state your name for the okay.
Yep, there you go.
Good evening, my name is Claire Everett. I'm a rising senior at GHS. Prior to January 2025, schools, hospitals, places of worship, and many other entities were considered protected spaces where immigration enforcement was limited. But since then, those practices have changed. In August of 2025, this board adopted NEOLA Policy 5540 regarding schools and law enforcement. We understand that in the recent review language on first and second reading, but apparently without discussion or input. Senate Bill 76, which took effect recently on July 1st, requires schools and other public institutions to cooperate with federal immigration enforcement. Notably, it does not require schools to violate federal law, including FERPA or the U.S. Constitution. We hope you understand that as GHS students and graduates, this issue has been of great concern to us. This past February, my peers and I missed a day of school to travel to the State House, where we met with our senators and our representatives to advocate against including schools and hospitals in this legislation. The following week, Catherine and I attended a legislative update to reinforce those same concerns. Although we spoke up, the bill passed and is now in effect. We ask of you that as our elected school board and as people who know this district and its students, you will personally take the initiative to review and update this policy, discuss it publicly, and invite input from parents, students, and members of the community. And as you do, we ask that you keep the rights, safety, and well-being of all students at the center of your decision.
My name is Nair Rashid. I'm a 2026 graduate of Greencastle High School. But more importantly, I have a younger brother in the corporation, which makes this conversation a bit more personal. So instead of creating hypotheticals, I want to break this down to something more explicit. What actually happens to children when immigration enforcement shows up near their schools? In Minneapolis this January, a federal pursuit ended right outside Roosevelt High School at this facility. Agents came onto campus. Staff were handcuffed, students were exposed to pepper spray, and teachers recalled a chaotic scene of kids running, with some hiding in the public library across the street. And others were too shaken to come back to class for days, simply because nobody planned for that. But then, in Los Angeles, when agents showed up to 2 elementary schools that same year, principals calmly asked for identification and authorization, found none, and turned them away because those schools had a policy, and more importantly, that their teachers knew. Here in Indiana, we've already seen what happens when a district's policies aren't in compliance. Indianapolis Public Schools found itself in a lawsuit over exactly this. But the more important issue is the risk of failing to protect the rights of every student in this district, as under federal law, regardless of where their parents are born. That includes their right to privacy under FERPA, a policy that only exists on paper protects no one. Our staff, front office, teachers, and administrators need to know when the moment comes, who may enter a building, what to ask for, who to call, and how family gets notified. We are asking this board to direct the administration to review our current policies, close the gaps, and get every staff member trained, not someday, but before we're the ones explaining what that.
Hello, I'm Catherine Ryan Chalker, and I'm a 2026 graduate from education. We understand that school leadership must abide by certain regulations, and we are not looking to break the law or policies of the state and federal government. But we are also not asking to create a sanctuary policy. What we are asking for is transparency. We hope that you will take parents and students' interests into consideration and adapt policy publicly. This policy should not be changed without informing people, especially parents and students. We have spoken with various staff members and teachers throughout our school corporation who are not aware that a corporation had a policy, much less how to uphold the policy in ICT programs. Additionally, as a student, my peers and I were also unaware of the policy so that we knew our rights. For policy to be successful and to ensure safety, people must be aware.
Thank you to my wonderful peers for speaking on this topic today. I am Josie Fox from the Castle. Thank you to Clara who discussed the new passengers in 76. Nair who discussed the dangers and risks and Catherine who distinguished what we're going to do moving forward. To summarize our goal, we would like to see an updated ICE policy following the passengers in Bill 76. We would like this policy to be known and properly taught to staff and teachers, to allow them to be informed on our procedures. As the policy is updated, we would also like to be informed on what student information is protected and what can be given out. This is to allow students and parents to be aware of what student records can be accessed. We understand our school corporation and location have not yet been normally targeted or actively dealing with ICE. However, we do believe it is best to be prepared and up to date with these policies if these incidents were to occur. Thank you guys as the school board for listening to our suggestions today, and for the space to express our beliefs as students and gain experience to address issues public. Thank you, Superintendent Mr. Gibney, for scheduling further time to meet with us this week, and we hope everyone has a nice evening and start of the school year.
Students, you are to be congratulated for coming before this board with your concerns and speaking so eloquently. Thank you all very much, and we will be taking this under advisement.
Thank you all. Very good. Anyone else? Okay. All right, moving on to organization of the board. We're going to go into election of officers. Moving forward, we're going to start out with board president. Can I get a motion for a board president? Anyone?
I'll make the motion for Jimmy Beasley.
Okay, a motion for Jimmy Beasley. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that matter? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Mr. Beasley. All right, moving on to vice president. Do I have a motion?
I nominate Ed Wilson.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, there we go. And I have a secretary. Do I have a motion for secretary?
I'll nominate Megan Inman.
Okay. I have a motion for Megan Inman. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right. A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion carries. All right. Moving on to the special board appointment as legislative liaison to the ISBA. Who's our current? Is that Jimmy?
I think it's their secretary.
Is it me? Currently. How did I get voted into that? Not knowing it. Grief almighty. Wow. Okay. All right. Do I have, I guess, do I maintain that or do we need to take a vote on who's
Yeah,
going
you would take a vote on
Okay.
that. It's our annual reorganization meeting.
I don't know how in the world did I get voted into that and not even know it? Man. Wow. Who runs this show?
I thought it was me.
All right. Do I get
I
into
really did think it was me.
I thought it was Jimmy, but
I
I'm
really
certain
did.
it's me.
I really thought it was you, Jimmy.
I'm almost certain it's me.
I thought it was Jimmy. See?
That's what happens when you miss a day.
I wasn't entirely asleep, I tell you that.
No, but I think I was moved into it.
Well, I nominate
Regardless.
Jimmy.
All right. We have a nomination for Jimmy Beasley. Do I have a second?
I'll second
I
that.
have a nomination and a second. Is there any discussion on the matter? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Mr. Beasley. Just remember that next year. You are currently that person. All right, we're going to appoint the corporation treasurer, Mrs. Kelly Romer, the finance director. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Congratulations, Ms. Romer. Appoint deputy treasurer, Shelley Gardner. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That will carry. We're going to appoint the high school ECA treasurer, Tina Williamson. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on the matter? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? My motion will carry. We have a motion to appoint, we have to appoint Corporation Attorney Michelle Cooper, Lewis and Caps. Is it Cappus or Caps? I think I get that messed up every year. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion will carry. Now we're going to establish the date, time, location of our regular meetings for
Yeah, we
Next year.
had a list in your packet. So it remains fourth Monday of each month through next July, with two exceptions. December 14th being the second Monday because of winter break, and then March 15th being the third Monday, spring break. Time 6 o'clock. Location here, the central office of the boardroom. Provided the board doesn't wish to make any changes to those.
Okay, so we're going to establish the fourth Monday through July, December 14th and March 15th being the two odd ones out, 6 o'clock p.m. here at central office. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Do I have a discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion will carry.
Get that posted on the website.
Very good.
Appreciate it.
Thank you much. All right, moving on to the approval of the consent agenda, which consists of meeting minutes of our work session, June 3rd, 2026, regular board meeting minutes of June 22nd, 2026, and the special meeting minutes of June 30th, 2026, including the allowance of claims, financial report, and personnel reports, part 1 and 2. On the door, Mrs. Romer.
Yes, hello everyone.
Hello.
Got your finance packet. At the bottom, we'll start with page F1. That is the first page. That is $440,003.520. And typically we have taxes and returns. The total for payroll taxes is and then our second regular payroll was dated June 19th, total payroll taxes. 7. F9. Nothing out of the ordinary here on this list other than C about down on page F9, $1,842,50. That was first number of expenses.
No.
You're not.
Okay. Total prepays for June 2026, $2,163,632.42. And then we'll go ahead and move on to the list of claims that are dated today, July 27, 2026. As you look through this list, did you have questions?
Yeah.
Probably the only thing that was out of the ordinary for insurance renewals, and you can see this fairly substantial. We did some first fund that we'll look at is going to be Fund 1, First Line Education Fund. Balance at the end of June 30, 2026, $3,004,642.43. Then we'll go down 2 lines to operation. That's Fund 300. Balance at the end of June, $2,007,217. And then if you want to go ahead and go to F20 in your packet, you're going to see the balance of all funds at the very bottom on the right hand side, $10,675,699.15. Did anyone have any questions?
No.
Okay. We'll go ahead and we'll take a look at the bank statement. This is basically just telling us if our, stating if our banks are in balance with all of our funds. That's where we always want to be. And see that we are at the end of 2026. And then we've got the fund transfer report. This is where we typically have school lunch transfer, the education ops transfer, any transfers that I make from one bank to another bills. You'll see on here for June 2nd, credit transfer. That was something that we were allowed to do one time only, one time this year. And we did that in June 2026. So total transfers was $864,821.20. Now I'm on page F24 of your finance packet. You're going to see a very long list of expenditures for bond 2026. I want to go ahead and buzz back up to the top very quickly. Bond 2022. We have paid everything out on retainage. We talked about that the last couple of months. We do have a small amount left in that bond. I'm waiting to hear back from the bond bank, but I think that we're going to go ahead and put that balance because it's not very much towards the parking lot seal coating. We've got some more invoices for that. But in the meantime, we did have some expenditures for bond 2026. I just took a look at that list. Did any questions? Okay. Well, then we'll go ahead and move on to the fund detail report. This is for GO Bond 2024. And as we've been talking about for quite some time, if you want to go ahead and buzz to F29 in your finance packet, you'll see the balance, and it's been this balance for a couple of months. $13,707.05. Mr. Gibney had told you we were likely going to be using that balance for the projects over the summer. That's exactly what we did, but I didn't check today. So it was a partial payment. It's not a full payment. It's a partial payment. So GO 2024 is pretty much expected out as of July. And you'll see that in the report.
Any questions? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So approved. Thank you, Ms. Roman. Okay. All right, moving on to reports. We have the Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. McPherson. What do you have for us?
I'm just going to share some of the things that we're doing to gear up for our back to school. Last Friday, we had our new teacher orientation. 4 out of our 6 new teachers were able to attend. We started the day with a breakfast meet and greet with our admin team and our directors. So it's just a nice time for them to put names and faces together. And then we have different sessions where we teach them about Skyward, maybe our IT team, Parent Square, all of those things. And the best part is a tour of Greencastle. So we take them on, it's about a 45-minute tour all around the district so they can get to know where our students are living and what they're doing outside of school. In addition to this orientation day, it's always really important to us to support them throughout the year. So we have a new teacher cadre where we pair them with a mentor, and they meet with me quarterly as a whole group, and we discuss different things upcoming. Like in September, we'll talk about how's your grade book going? Are you ready for parent conferences and things like that? In addition to those quarterly meetings, they also meet with our admin team monthly, just as a quick check-in, making sure that they feel supported in this new position. So it's really our goal with the new teacher cadre to make sure that we're not only attracting, but we're also retaining our staff. This is my 4th year doing this. So our groups are getting smaller every year. So I think that that's a good thing, which means it's working. So I also want to share this past Saturday, 10 members of our GCSE staff members volunteered at Fill the Need, which is it was at Greencastle Christian Church, but all of the neighborhood churches and organizations helped. We were able to provide about 400 Putnam County families with new shoes for each school-age student, as well as a backpack with supplies. And I was able to do it. I know Mrs. Clemens. I think we had representatives from every building there. It's just a really great event, and I'm just grateful for the community partnerships that we have to make that happen for our families. And finally, tomorrow is our 3rd annual PLC Leadership Summit. So we do this every summer since we initiated our PLCs. We have, I believe, over 40 teacher leaders who are attending. And Carrie Rosebrock, who we partner with to help with strengthen our PLCs, she and I will facilitate the morning sessions, targeting leadership capacity, building that with our teachers, but then also strengthening our Tier 2 and Tier 3. And then in the afternoon, our building principals will be working with their specific teams on their focus for the year. So in our K through 5, we're working on math progress monitoring to align with the IDE math requirements. The middle school is going to be working on content-driven PLC focus instead of grade level driven. And then the high school is partnering with College Board and really digging into our PSAT 8, 9, and 10 data to help leverage that for our SATs. So it's a really exciting day, just kind of kick off what our instructional focus is.
Great.
All right.
Any questions? All right. Thank you, Ms. McPherson. Appreciate your hard work with all that. Okay, moving on to the superintendent, Mr. Givney.
Yeah, so each year when I think that the next summer will be a little bit slower than the previous one, hasn't exactly been the case. Staff's really been hard at work, obviously preparing for the upcoming school year. So transportation did a great job getting all of our buses ready to pass inspection so they can safely hit the roads on August 5th. Custodial team's been really busy. Team cleaning each of our buildings, making a lot of progress with waxing the floors. Now they're kind of focused on some of the fringe common areas in a lot of our facilities. So they've been doing a great job with that. Grounds, obviously getting the grounds outside and prepared. They moved, I don't think it was like 40, I think it was 40, it's probably more than 40 yards of mulch for each of our 3 elementary playgrounds. So that took a lot of time to get done, on top of just the normal tasks, making just the front of our buildings and the backs of them look really nice. Then our secretaries and administrators just returning. It's hard to believe. Been back for a week now, and being open for registration and assisting families, greeting new families who are new to Greencastle, and helping some of our current families. So just a really, really busy time gearing up for the school year. And obviously, the last but certainly not least, just our teachers who participate in a lot of training and professional development opportunities throughout the summer. Just takes a lot of time to kind of get prepared for the next year. Just some miscellaneous projects. Our TZ painting project is complete. And so when students and staff come back, we'll have some fresh walls that are white and with some purple accents. So hopefully they'll be more warm and welcoming to students and staff. McAnally and Parker roof replacement. You can see if you've driven past, it's not just that little square that's being replaced. That was a test spot. We're replacing that entire roof. So they actually started on the east side of the building and replaced that ballasted roof. And they're going to work, obviously they're working on Parker, and then they'll work over to the big dome, hopefully be closer to completion here at the end of August, beginning of September, and kind of work through a punch list. But hopefully to do a much better job of keeping leaks out, because Parker is a special auditorium. Many people would love to have it. And so we have to make sure that it's protected for years to come. And then obviously working on finishing up the seal coating, the striping, protecting our new asphalt lots and transportation center. That work is is complete and looks really nice. And then actually tomorrow morning I have a meeting with contractors because they're getting ready to mobilize for the Deer Meadow roof project. So we'll have a brand new roof over Deer Meadow, and again, keep the water out, not have to deal with some of those challenges. For the most part, all of those projects were paid for out of Bond 2026 money, so monies that can only go to taking care of your facilities and not used to pay people. And as you might recall, our Deer Meadow roof is being covered in full by an insurance. So happy to kind of make progress on those. And there are other things taking place. The baseball and softball field renovation project is heading underway. There's some other things as well. So just excited to kind of keep those things moving forward and taking care of really catching up on our laundry list of deferred maintenance. And then we welcome back our certified staff on August 3rd. Traditionally, that's when we hold our opening day breakfast and meeting. We flip-flopped it this year to August 4th. So staff comes on the 3rd, and they'll have their work in the rooms and have some things in the buildings. But then on August 4th, and certainly the board's welcome to attend, I sent the invitation. We'll have our opening day meeting. We'll introduce some of our new faces or some of our faces that maybe shifted to different positions or buildings. And then we'll have our keynote speaker. Kevin Dill is coming back. I'm excited for him to continue his work on conscious discipline and working to support staff and working with students with maladaptive behavior or just challenging behaviors and effective strategies so that we get them where they need to be. And then early, ready or not, it's kind of the running joke. Our students are going to return on August 5th. So it'll be nice to see our buildings full with our students. Although some of them have never left because they're here throughout the summer with a lot of different activities. So it'll be nice to kick off the start of school. So those are just a few updates that I wanted to share with you this month.
Okay. Any questions? Anyone?
Nobody's looking really amazing around the district.
Yeah.
I mean, from the parking lots to seeing what's being done, as simple as just getting rid of the grime that was on the concrete around McAnally, power washing that. I mean, it really brings it to life and just furthers what we already have here. So I appreciate the work on that.
Absolutely. And thank you to the staff for getting back and getting things going. I know it's tough seeing my daughter getting back ready for back to school. It comes way too quickly. So thank you for cutting your summer short and getting in here and getting everything ready to go for the kiddos. We do appreciate your hard work. It doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you. Okay. Looks like we have no old business. Moving on to new business. I have approval request for 2027 proposed budget calendar.
Yeah, so as is customary this time of the year, it's time for the board to approve our budget calendar for legally adopting the 2027 budget. As you might recall, since our board's appointed, the county council is actually the entity responsible for approving our budget. And so in your board packet is a calendar that uses our regular board meeting schedule aligned with the county council meeting schedule in order to get us adopt all of those things and all related resolutions in time. My recommendation, the board approve our 2027 budget calendar. The budget is largely done and complete. We're just waiting for it to move forward with those next steps.
Any questions? Okay. Hearing none, can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any discussion on the matter? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion will carry. We have approval request for the required ADM counts for the purpose of state funding and verification of residency for membership.
Yeah, so this is an annual policy. No changes are being made to it. By law, the board must annually adopt or re-adopt a policy that specifies documentation needed, not to exceed 3 items required to verify Indiana residency. And you might recall currently those things are current utility bill, bank statement, or current rental lease agreement. This is something we've had to do for quite a few years now, and my recommendation the board approve this request as presented.
Any questions? Okay, hearing none. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
A motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion will carry. All right, I have approval request for the 2026-27 meal prices and a la carte menu prices.
Yeah, so in your board packet is a recommendation of regular meal prices for breakfast and lunch for elementary, intermediate students, as well as middle school, high school, and then finally adults. And Shelley Gardner, our school food authority, worked with Mandy Haddon, who is our Chartwell's director of dining, and they utilize the PLE tool, which is put out by the IDOE school nutrition folks. And basically, it's a formula, and they use that to make the recommendations on pricing. We share that information with DOE, food nutrition, kind of get their blessing, and then we bring those updated prices to the board, while also doing our best to keep costs down as much as possible. But certainly, as you can understand, things are not getting any less expensive. And so the recommendation, essentially, if you're looking at it for elementary, intermediate breakfast, it's looking at a 10-cent increase, then a 15-cent increase for lunch, whereas middle school and high school, 10 cents for breakfast, middle school, high school lunch, an extra 15 cents, 35 cents for an adult breakfast, and 10 cents for an adult lunch. And again, that's working within those formulas to make those recommendations. And then obviously, the a la carte pricing, it varies based on product and how those things fluctuate.
Okay. Any questions? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion will carry. All right. I have a approval request for uniform conflict of interest disclosure for some knucklehead that works security at the schools from time to time.
Yeah, so we usually take care of this at our annual business meeting or reorganization meeting. And essentially that is for board member Ed Wilson. He's disclosing that there are various paid security assignments as requested by school athletics. As a board member has to disclose this. I don't see any conflicts with that. He's disclosing that. Walk through that. Approve that.
Any questions? Hearing none, can I get a motion?
Motion.
The motion, do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do I have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, I have an approval request for the 2026-27 Putnam County nurse lease.
Yep. So we've worked with, this is the third or fourth year of our partnership with Putnam County Hospital, the nurse lease. But nonetheless, it's been a positive experience for us, and it's resulted in each of our clinics having coverage with some kind of licensed medical professional. Certainly that kind of varies based on student need or the needs of the students in the building. So really nothing's changing except updating the dates. And then there was roughly a 3% increase over last year in the total cost. I believe that total cost is, I think it's like $191.97. Nope, $190.97. And yep, you have that in front of you. That was
Everything's going up. Okay, do I have any questions? Hearing none, can I get a motion?
Motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion will carry. I know, approval request for the pool HVAC replacement quote.
Yeah, so the big intervent unit that sits on that back drive
Mhm.
behind the high school, it's
Nasty.
well past its useful life. It needs to be replaced in order to maintain the pool and continue our swimming program. It also has a very long lead time due to manufacturing production. We worked with Kramer Company, our owner rep, to publish bid specs and advertise for bids. We did receive 3 bids for the project. They range anywhere in total cost from just over $420,000 to $508,900. And we would like to go ahead and award the project to Harold Fish, HFI, who was the low bidder. That amount was $420,823. I'm guessing based on roughly a 36 to 46 month lead time or week lead time, excuse me, that the project will commence late spring or summer 2027. But obviously we have to get notice to proceed and all of those things. That timing would work well because it wouldn't interrupt swimming season, right? In the middle of winter, you don't probably want to replace that in the middle of winter, and also maintain a pool. And this project would be paid for out of bond 2026.
Yeah, that thing is nasty and loud. Okay, any questions? Hearing none, can I get a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion on the matter? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion will carry. All right, approval request for online payment service Pay Factory for GHS Athletics.
Yep. In order to comply with our board policy and state board of accounts, Kelly Romer and Mr. Rebase work together. They'd like to utilize the Final Forms platform and Pay Factory to be able to accept payments from families having to pay any fees related to athletics. There is a small service charge for that. However, families can always choose to avoid that small service charge because we still take cash and check. But in order to provide us flexible option, we need board approval to move forward with that.
Is it like a 3%?
It's, I think it's based on, it's overall, it's basically all the income that's brought in,
Mhm.
we charge the fee.
Okay.
So that, as far as across the board, when you go in to pay for it, I'm still a bit uncertain about that.
Okay.
I think it's 3.5%,
3.5.
but it's not any more than 4. That I can promise you.
Okay.
But it's anywhere between 3 and 4%. But I think it's right now. I still haven't gotten the answer on that yet. So, does that help you?
It does.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Who eats the fee? Is that
Yeah,
fees.
so that was one thing that Mr. Bridges and I spoke about, because typically through Skyward, we use RevTrak, and corporations, all of those fees, the school lunch, everything. As we were talking through this, I said, I don't really think that, especially with this being CA, that they're going to have the budget to go to these on this.
Right.
So really what it is it's more of a one-stop shop. We could probably do a lot of this in Skyward, but there's still going to be fees along with it. But with it being ECA and doing final forms and taking all the information that they need for the athletic department for their athletes, it's just one more courtesy, if you will, to have this pay factory where they pay for whatever, and then I don't know, but one always comes to mind is education. So it's kind of a one-stop shop. That way they don't have to go any place else to pay for it, Skyward, RevTrak, whatever. So it's just really more of a convenience step than what the doctors want. And that's why we made it very clear that they can still write out checks. We can still manage our own a spreadsheet like we do right now, it's not a problem, but we have so many people that have to together in different parts. And we ask all the time that we can get together and look at options to get to do that. Unfortunately, it's like we have to pay pretty great numbers.
Makes sense.
Any other questions? All right, hearing none, can I get a motion?
Motion.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion?
We are going to state that, the convenience fee,
Yes,
we're going to state that.
When they get to that part and they have a choice that they can go ahead and make those fees. And they'll be redirected to pay that, right?
Okay.
To do that, and it will stay on there for 20 years. Yeah, they're not gonna get paid
It's not gonna be hidden.
but they have to do it.
Right. Well, I just wanted to make sure that it was going to be stated.
My understanding is Mr. Ricketts has actually worked with final forms in the past, and he's very familiar with it, and he sent me all the information, I researched everything on it. The only thing I didn't get the firm answer about was that 3.5%.
3.5.
But I know it's in between or something.
Okay.
But yes, I asked him, I said, so how does that work? You're going through, they put in boxes, doing this up, and this is what they have to do. I said, where does it come in that they see the fees? He said, it's the last thing.
Okay.
So.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let me make sure.
Any other comments? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion will carry. All right, we have a request for the 2026-27 Greencastle Athletic ticket and pass prices.
Yeah, so Mr. Revasius spent some time kind of looking through how we've operated and recommended some adjustments, and those changes are the list that's submitted to you in the packets for this next school year. Just kind of like to highlight some new items, include a Putnam County senior citizen pass for no cost. There are some neighboring districts that do this, and that's well received in the county for your senior citizens that like to come out and support athletic events. There were some slight increases to the adult pass and the student pass, but all passes now include both middle school and high school. So rather than in the past, used to have a separate high school pass and separate middle school pass. Now it's just one pass. And then, in addition, Greencastle High School and middle school students get in free to all athletic events except for football, boys basketball, and girls basketball. And so, it would be my recommendation for approved athletic ticket pass prices for 26-27.
And the senior citizen, that's just for Putnam County only.
Yep. And there's some steps of what they have to do in order to get that pass. Yep.
I wouldn't mind maybe some discussion down the road is maybe like a grandparents pass or something like that. I get a lot of grief on the basketball end about grandparents coming in and paying for, I don't know, something there. Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, so I guess I didn't know that the passes were different. I thought that it was one could take it all. And I would like to get to the point, and I want to challenge Mr. Regatius to get to the point where students no longer require a pass. I see that we've got it for football, boys, basketball, and girls. I want to see it across the board. So tentatively with this year, but I would like to see him push for all students to get in free. That's just my 2 cents. I do appreciate the work that he's put in and the background that he has on here, stating the other districts and looking to see what they're all doing.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. With that in mind, can I get a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
The motion is second. Do we have any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion will carry. All right. We have a resolution approving grant to GCSC for a student-operated cafe.
Yeah, so you might recall a few years ago when we first got here, we went to the Redevelopment Commission and asked them to help us launch an innovative initiative with our Fab Lab at the middle school, and then keep building on up at the high school and down into our elementary schools and So we've gone back to the redevelopment commission once again for our Cub Cafe, our student-run coffee shop. It'll be set up there in the front of the high school by the staircase. Countertops and such have been set up already. That furniture is in, but the redevelopment commission is giving us $12,370.16, of which we need to essentially accept or approve, so that way we can order some additional things. One of the main items to be purchased from that is the espresso machine for the coffee shop. A lot of the electrical work has taken place already. I just think this is another kind of neat innovation, kind of what makes Greencastle different from some of our neighboring communities, and just a great work-based learning experience for some of our kids to have, as well as to enjoy a nice beverage. Well, that's good.
Can it be made available as school board meetings?
Yeah, can we get
Absolutely, we'll have to invite
samples
you
of
in
it.
and
Absolutely.
invite the city in once we launch. So it's just really kind of exciting to see this continue to grow and move forward.
Very awesome. Very awesome. And I assume is there like a cost with that? Would students come up and pay for that?
Yes,
or is it just free to them?
unfortunately it can't be free. So
Okay.
yeah, there'll be a cost, and really the students will be doing a great job of, just looking at what things cost, looking at long-term equipment replacement needs, supply, and yes, and trying to kind of work those into while still keeping it manageable, right?
So are they interviewing students running it, and then a teacher oversees it like the rest of the collective, and then, is there different positions, or is it just like barista? Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, it is.
I like that. That's how
I like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I think I need to abstain on this one then.
Okay. All right. Hearing no questions, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Do I have any further comments? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have
Abstain.
one abstain. Very good. Motion carries. All right. We have a request for the central office repair and renovation project.
Yeah, as I kind of have shared over time and last fall, we have portions of our EPIS that's like that stucco looking siding, delaminating due to water intrusion. We have some rot upstairs in some of the floors, so it's kind of resulted in some minor damage with that. We have some gutter needs, roof and downspout replacements. We have some various tuck pointing, some concrete repairs out on our sidewalk. We have a great facility, but really kind of more or less after about 20 years, facilities kind of begin to show its age. We need to make sure that we're keeping up and keeping water out so we don't sustain any further damages. Trying to kind of push this off as much as we can, because really trying to prioritize our school buildings and facilities first. But it is time to address some of the water coming in to our building. Essentially, we did advertise for bids, and kind of working through those, have worked out an arrangement where 3D Pro would act as essentially the general contractor in order to keep the cost down as low as possible, and tackling some of those different trades, but making sure that they're coordinated and it's not throwing the schedule off one way or another. But in looking at that, and again, it would be from bond 2026. There are some items where there's not just a flat line item. It depends on square footage or linear feet because we don't know with some of these things until they're addressed, but really more or less looking at that base bid is right around $313,469. And this would be paid for out of bond 2026.
We're getting rid of the blue.
It would probably be black or gray, some kind of that variety. So, and the building would be likely be painted a very similar color, but in kind of coordinating that work, all of those things taking place, and this building will last for many years to come.
Well past us.
Any questions?
Nope, I like getting rid of the blue.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, hearing no questions, can I get a motion?
Motion.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion will carry. All right, we have a request for the softball and baseball scoreboard replacements.
Yep, and obviously this is not included in original baseball and softball bid because we work with an external vendor for this. Essentially, I'd like to move forward with the replacement of both of those boards at the baseball and softball fields using the same brand as the newly installed soccer and football soccer. I should say grass field and turf field and the track. Will look very similar to those, both being Nevco. We had a lot of issues with those boards. Essentially, this will bring our scoreboard project, or complete our scoreboard replacement project, which would be nice. Total cost of the project with install is $64,430, and we would use total. That's the installation cost for both boards and the purchase of both boards, because they will have to raise the baseball one up because of the fence, and we will utilize bond 2026 proceeds.
So this will get us, that's every scoreboard now that we've replaced.
Yeah, because we replaced the middle school gym last fall, winter, I think. Really, I guess the only ones we will not replace are Mackinac. We haven't had any issues with those. With all replaced all of our outdoor boards.
Excellent. Do we have a plan for if we do this for the old boards?
Yeah, so we've worked. I think we're donating them to youth leagues as long as they can come pick those up. So we don't have any. We don't have any use for them. So they are still operational. But we haven't picked up those controllers.
Awesome.
I like helping out those folks.
Yep.
Absolutely. Okay. Any other questions?
The baseball, they're actually talking about putting it on the middle school field over there as well.
Oh, awesome.
So it'll go right back to the school too.
There we go.
So
Great.
And we don't even have to change the logo.
that's right. That's right.
There you go. Anything else? Okay. Hearing none, can I get a motion?
Motion.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion will carry. All right, we have the Greencastle Middle School freezer cooler replacements.
Yeah, so long list of products, and again, with lead times and such, we've nursed that middle school freezer and cooler as long as we can. And we've gotten, fortunately, we've been able to work with Board of Health to maintain a safe environment with that. It just needs to be replaced. And I think it's original since the building was installed in 88. So it's original. So it's lived well past its useful life, and spent a lot of money on it just to keep it up and running. Cheesy one's probably not far behind, but that one still has a little bit of a chance because we replaced the compressor. But we received 3 bids, and they were all within a few $100s each other. In essence, we'd like to award a Central Restaurant Group the contract for the amount of $116,264.42. So that's demo of the old, installation and complete hookup, and then training with the new one. And we'll use bond 2026 proceeds to cover the full cost of that. The one item, obviously, we've had conversations with them about this, is it would be our goal, if possible, to try and tackle this during fall break. If that's still reasonable, they seem to think that they can do it in that short, in that time period. If
Gonna
not,
demo it and replace it?
yeah,
Wow.
if not, Miss Mandy and her staff will work to shift things around as they need to, but we'd like to get it done sooner rather than later. Yeah. So, because what the last thing we want is to have a freezer full of goods
For waste.
and have it go down
Oh,
and
yeah.
go to waste. And we got lucky a couple of times.
We've been discussing that freezer and
It's been
cooler
for a few years now.
almost my entire time on the board. We've been
I'd like
nursing
to
it and
cross
fixing
it off the
so
list. For
It's
good.
it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Any questions? Hearing none, can I get a motion?
Motion.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion will carry. All right, do we have any other business?
Hopefully no other products to bring up.
I think we've got them all knocked out tonight.
Get crossed off the list.
We are going to be new and shiny.
Well, I do want to mention that the Putnam County Museum will be doing a huge exhibit on the educational opportunities of Putnam County from day one up till now. And so if anyone has anything that they might want to have on display, please let the museum know. It's been quite an interesting endeavor to write the history so far, and I learned a lot of stuff.
Okay. That sounds pretty cool. When does that start?
In October.
In October.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm sure that name upcoming meeting.
I will certainly do it.
Very good. All right, does anybody have any other business? Okay. Again, I want to thank the staff for coming back and working hard to get us going again.
Absolutely.
Ready to go, and thank our visitors for coming in this evening. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much. It's good to hear from you. All right, with that being said, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
A motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Does anybody want to disapprove that? Very good. Motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Mrs. Goodpasser, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
There's